So for me, I'm gonna focus on just a standard bar chart. So I'm going to select bar chart, and this is going to take me to the next option, which is configure. So now we're in this configuration. So what does that mean? That's great. I've kind of decided where I want to point to with my data, where I want to grab that data from. I've decided what the report needs to look like, so what that visualization is going to be. And now it's actually making it show the the data that I want to show. So you've got a couple of options here. We've got we'll go from the top. So we've got first it's group by. So that is how you would see it as your x-axis, so the axis along the bottom. And at the moment, it's just defaulted to the first field alphabetically within that table, which is contingent. So that's a true or false field. So everything at the moment is shown false. And some of this might look a bit funny because it's demo data and it might not be complete, but again, I'll show you how to take out some of that empty data as well. So we're going to be reporting on departments. So the department breakdown. So as you can see, as we go down this list, you can't see department. And at this point, you're probably thinking, where is this field that we're trying to report on? So this is where we introduce something that ServiceNow calls dot walking, and this effectively means that you might want to reference a field on another table. And in this case, it's actually on the user table. So because it's a brand new instance, this relationship is between department and user is just out of the box. It might not make much sense in terms of organisationally, but it's typically tied into Active Directory and user provisioning. So just for the purpose of this demonstration, I'll show you how to get to that department field through dot walking on the user table. So helpfully, ServiceNow will give you an indication that there are other fields that you can get from another table by presenting you with this arrow. So as we'll have been scrolling through, you'll have seen these arrows on the right hand side. So in order to get to this other field, what we do is we just click on this arrow, and in a second you'll then be presented with a list of lots of other fields that you can then use to, in this case, group by. So we're going to scroll down and we're going to select department, and if you really wanted to, you could drill down into that department table as well. But we're just going to click department here, and at first you'll see that nothing's changed. So you're probably thinking, have I done something wrong? But no, don't worry. All you need to do is click run. And as you can see, you're now presented with a bar chart with the departments grouped along the bottom. So I'll show you a couple of things at this point, just after we've grouped it. So any reports within ServiceNow, you can actually drill down into that data. So if we click on here, that is going to bring up a list of HR profiles where the user department is sales. This is obviously really useful when you're running through the reports, you want to drill down into specific data, you want to update it on the fly, and from here you can navigate into your records. So now we've kind of just shown you about drilling down into that data. Let's just go back to this report, and because I've saved this previously, we've come back and the information is still there. So as you can see, again, you've got your departments on the bottom and the number of HR profiles within those departments. There's other additional groupings that you can do, but we'll keep it simple for the purpose of this demonstration. The other thing that you can do, which is quite useful, is to show uh, differences or show further filtering within those bars. And a little bit like the example above about the dot walking on the user record, we are going to drill down into this user record and we're going to select gender. So what we should get in a minute, if we run this again, we'll see a breakdown of the genders that are against these HR profiles within the department. So as you can see, you've got a nice set of data shown on your departments, but also within there you have that gender breakdown stacked, or if we can group it as well, so it looks slightly different in terms of visualization. So again, it's a personal preference. Um, I I prefer the stacked look because it's just a little bit neater. But again, within those, you're able to drill down. So if we were to click into here, you would be able to see a filtered list of HR profiles where the gender is female and the department is sales. So another thing that is worth calling out here is that within the data, um, you can see that there are a number of records that have got empty against the two fields that we've grouped and stacked by. So this is a good opportunity to show you a little bit about filtering as well. So in the top left-hand corner of the kind of report view, we've got this little funnel. And what we can do here is if we click on it, we can add a number of conditions to filter out the data. So again, it's another way of manipulating your reports to really show the information that is relevant. So what we'll do is just for the purpose of this, to keep it simple, we will get rid of the records where the department is not empty. So when you click on this kind of filter condition here, you're given a number of options. So there's some really useful conditions within here, and again, it's worth trying different things when you're creating these reports, and but also thinking exactly what data you want to show. So let's put the user department is not empty, and to make sure that we don't get the other ones as well, on gender, we'll go to user, we'll go to gender, and we'll put is not none. So you've not got the empty records filtered here. The colours have changed a little bit because you're not showing the HR profiles with those empty values or none as the gender, as no selection's been made. So you can use that to filter out any data which hasn't been filled in correctly, but also you could do it for other conditions. So you could add in if you had a multinational organisation, you could do where those HR profiles are based in the UK, for example. So you've got a lot of power, and again, it's about defining what those conditions are and what data you're trying to show. So what we'll do is we'll just quickly save this to make sure that it has been saved properly.